So the U.S. government finally opened yesterday after 43 days, record-breaking. And a lot of people are asking me, why aren't markets going up? Why aren't they going parabolic? Why aren't they going crazy? And I've made it very simple. It's what's always happening in these markets. It's been happening since 2019. My friends like, oh, the cycle, it's different. There's so much manipulation. I was like, listen, when I started getting into crypto, like dabbling with it in 2019, I remember seeing on Twitter and different websites the same shit. Facebook, market manipulation. It is what it is. Right now, Binance is the only chain that you can see manipulation on. Well, excuse me, high buying and selling activity. And guess what? Every time that there's momentum, positive momentum, and lots of longs are placed, what are these exchanges with high liquidity gonna do? The Bybits of the world, the OKXs, the Binances, they're gonna say, well, if we liquidate these fucks, if the altcoin price is gonna go up, and we liquidate them, right? We crash the price on them, we can make money. And on top of it, once they lost, their soul has been sucked out of them, right? The fear is like at 15, and everybody placing shorts. Oh, maybe I'll make my money this way. What are they gonna do? Pump the price up. Pump it up. It's just how it is. Until the Clarity Act passes, I keep saying this, we're gonna see more and more of this shit, and it's not gonna go away. So do what you can. Call to action. If you're in the US, please send emails out to your US state senators in your state, figure out who they are, and tell them to pass the Clarity Act immediately. If they really care about us, but their citizens, their constituents, they're going to do what they can to protect us. Just like the SEC was created after the 1920s was caused because of market manipulation. Same thing they're doing now, wash trading, which will be banned under the Clarity Act. And wash trading, what else? Spoofing, where you're fake selling and pretending that you're selling an asset to scare people and make them want to sell too. All that stuff gotta be done. Remember, once it's passed here, the US can go to these different jurisdictions. They have reciprocity laws. They have all kinds of treaties. They say, listen, Binance is based in the Cayman Islands. We need them to cut that shit out. Dubai, Bybit, whatever, is based in your jurisdiction. They got to cut that shit out. It affects our citizens too. And obviously they want to like come to the US because, hey, what's up, Victor? They're gonna want to come to the US. Why? Because the US is where all the liquidity is. We have the biggest equity markets in the world. Now to XRP. I'm gonna write a Solana event, by the way, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and sub, and all that stuff. And share. Sharing is caring, and it's free. So XRP. Why isn't XRP going up? Okay, I'm not a lawyer, not financial advice. Do your own research. XRP, the ETF dropped today. It is the #1 best performing ETF of the year. It brought in $58 million. They won today. $57 million was sold last week. And in fun fact, the one last week that brought in $57 million, what's up, was launched by a company, Bitwise, I believe it was, that's 30 times the size of the Canary Capital company today that launched XRP, which means that they're 30th of the size in terms of investors, assets under management, and everything, but they beat out the bigger company that launched a Sol ETF last week. That tells me that there's a lot of demand. This is Canary Capital. This is not BlackRock or anything. So this is the first one. The first. We have about 4 or 5 launching next week, and I'm pretty sure they're all bigger than Canary Capital. And there's delays. I didn't know this either. This is gonna be really big for you guys because I just found this out. Oh, where do I work at? Right now I'm on Upper East Side. I work from home, but now I'm going to a Solana event, like in-person Solana event in New York City, Manhattan. I'm on Upper East Side actually, but anyway, there's delayed reaction. A lot of noise out here. For example, $58 million went into, just giving you an example, not financial advice, do your own research, went into the ETF today, inflows. Before it launched, they could only buy a fraction of that, like $2-3 million. They have to wait 24 to 48 hour settlement after they get inflows to actually buy the actual asset. So they're not going to buy the XRP, $58 million of XRP, assuming they still get inflows tomorrow, Friday, until Monday or Tuesday. So understand, oh, what's up in the UK? And I use my microphone sometimes, but like I always like to do natural sounds because it's New York, but Upper East Side can be really annoying, especially in wintertime. Anyway, XRP, delayed effects. So remember, market manipulation from Binance right now is happening across the markets for all assets because they know people are expecting it to go up, so they're going to make money crashing it down. On top of it, XRP ETFs Today was the first one that was launched. Again, $50 million inflows. They got delayed reaction 2 to 3 days later in business days. They can buy the underlying asset. We have 4 more being launched next week, I believe, XRP ETFs. And the last one is set to launch right before Saturday, 22nd of November, which is the ISO 222 date, when banks, all banks in the US and internationally, have to adopt the ISO 222 messaging standard to send money amongst each other. RippleNet is fully licensed under ISO 222 compliance, so they can use the RLUSD and its messaging system, the liquidity layer being XRP, to send money across borders. Japanese banks have been doing this since January this year. Since July, the US banks have been doing it domestically. As of next week, November 22nd, all banks that are on the current SWIFT system have to be on the ISO 222 compliance standard. This does not necessarily mean they're going to use XRP, but they'll be using RippleNet. RippleNet's liquidity layer, where they get their money from, is XRP. So, yeah, I don't do tattoos, man. And by the way, I'm not a big fan of tattoos, but like, I have friends that have tattoos, but like, I personally don't have tattoos. I have earrings, for example, and I have friends that hate earrings, but I have earrings. The girl that I'm seeing right now, she doesn't like guys that wear earrings. And I was like, listen, I wear earrings. Like, this is what I do. But anyway, with that being said, just wait it out. It is what it is. Remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and sub, and wait this out. This will pass. Binance will have to start manipulating the market. Markets will send, I predict, not financial advice, do your own research, the next 2 weeks, like 30 days in November, right? November 15th to November 30th, last day of November, could be potentially go time. I go live every day, but it could potentially be go time. I'm not saying it definitely 100% will. I do not have a crystal ball, but that's what I'm looking at. I haven't bought any crypto past 48 hours, and I've actually been learning how to trade. Oh, sights and sounds of New York. Sights and sounds of New York. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go to this event. Peace out. Upwards and onwards.